Hi, intuitive friends, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. For those of you who are my subscribers, my new viewers, and visitors alike, I want to thank each and every one of you for your love, your support, and your loyalty to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Intuitive friend, I have an exclusive pick a card reading focusing on what's being reborn for you or within you this Aries 2026 season that's coming up March 20th all the way through April 19th. But of course, before that ignites or it ignites, we do have Pisces season, which begins February 19th through March 20th. And of course, Pisces season asks all of us or places us in an energy where we need to kind of really rethink what we're releasing, what we're healing, or what we're spiritually closing in regards to certain chapters of our lives or certain areas that we need to revisit and take a look right before we jump into that Aries season. So today I'm going to be channeling three specific areas here throughout this pick a card reading. First is going to be what cycle here you may be closing or you may be ending during Pisces season. The second area that I'm going to be channeling is what fire is possibly igniting or activating within you during that Aries season. And last but not least, the last section that I'm going to be channeling messages for is what is your personal power move for that 2026 Aries New Year for the rest of that astrological new year of 2026. That being said, before I jump into the reading, of course, let me introduce these piles or groups. These, of course, are preliminary cards. I will be doing live shuffling. I'm going to be adding more details. I'm going to channel more messages for you. But the only thing that you need to do once I introduce these piles to you is to then take a look down below in the description box, and there you're going to have the timestamps, okay? So for group number one or pile number one is represented by the Bloodstone crystal. Bloodstone crystal is representing group number one. Group number two or pile number two. Group number two is represented by the black tourmaline crystal. Black tourmaline crystal is representing group number two. Group number three or pile number three. Group number three is represented by the lemon jade crystal. Lemon jade crystal is being represented here for group number three. Now, allow yourself to dial down your internal noise and allow your intuition to guide you to either the group or groups that your intuition is pulling you towards. And I will see you in your designated group. Bye-bye. Hello, group number one. Group number one, you selected the Bloodstone crystal. And as I explained during the introduction, so if you skipped that, I would advise you to take a quick look at that. But as I mentioned in the introduction, this is going to be a three-part reading here for you. The first part, or section number one, is I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on what cycle is possibly ending as you go through Pisces season. The second portion of the reading, I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on the fire, the passion that is possibly either being ignited or activated within you during Aries season. And last but not least, what is your personal power move for the 2026 new astrological new year, okay, which obviously kicks off in Aries and then ends in 2026 of Pisces, which is next year, next calendar year, not this calendar year, okay? That being said, let's jump straight into the reading. We're going to do it part by part because I am going to channel messages for each individual, okay? So this first card We're going to be focusing here on what cycle is possibly ending as Pisces season closes, or as you're going through Pisces season, and you have here stories we tell ourselves. Are you narrating your life through a lens of limitation or empowerment? Wow, very deep question here. All right, let's see what comes through here in regards to this. Well, right off the bat here, it's coming across as the story that you may be repeating in your mind, or the storyline that you tell yourself. So it comes through as this energy here of the story that you may repeat in your mind, aloud, in conversations, that focus on, or maybe concentrate on, I'm not ready, this always happens to me, people are always, hurting me, or jealous, or people are always jealous of me, or people always misunderstand me. That type of script, narrative, or belief. Now, what's interesting is that this is coming through, I'm hearing domino effect. And so domino effect is giving me this energy of every story that you repeat in your mind or in a conversation becomes a belief, especially if you're narrating it from the energy of limitation. So if you're narrating your own story from a limitation standpoint, then the belief becomes the filter in which you see through. And so then that filter then shapes your perception, because our mind believes in the way that we perceive the things that we perceive. So this energy here is coming across as that these narratives, it's not that those narratives are your destiny, not at all. It's the narrative that you need to release and shed. And I feel that Aries season, which would be the next part of the reading that I'm going to do momentarily here, it's like Aries season, which begins March 20th all the way through April 19th, may be reminding you that you're the author of your own destiny, right? It may be even reminding you here, as you're releasing this, letting go or shedding this energy during Pisces season, it might be even reminding you to rewrite a different version, to rewrite a version of courage, of optimism, of confidence, of expansion. So let's get more details here and see what else is possibly ending here during Pisces season. And you have here, look at that colorless angel. Excuse me. I'm feeling the sense of numbness, this kind of releasing the outdated storylines, the outdated scripts, the narratives, the beliefs. I'm not ready. This always happens to me. Or even here in a way of just like, oh, I expected that to happen in that way, because that's always, that always happens. Again, if you're looking at it through the lens of limitation. So this colorless angel is this energy here of the numbing of the senses, because you keep repeating and seeing through the lens of limitation, through the belief of limitation, the echo of outdated beliefs, maybe things that may have stemmed from your past or recent past. So this energy of the colorless angel here, it's like you're seeing life or looking through the filter where you're unable to see the color of life, the happiness, the optimism. And interestingly enough, you have the number 10 here. And when we're looking at the new year, the astrological new year, beginning with Aries, because Aries is the first astrological sign, Aries 2026, if you add the numbers 2026, they total the number 10. Okay, so it's as if during this Pisces season, this releasing and shedding is that. It's releasing and shedding the limitations, the story or the storyline or lines that you've made yourself believe by focusing on that perspective or those perspectives, right? Let's see what else are you shedding. And this deck has the yes or the no. So I'm looking at the no's as what you're shedding and releasing. So we're going to add more details here. So let's take a look. You have here the no is like oil and water, separate lives drift apart. So the storylines, the narratives, the scripts, the beliefs of limitations have in a way created a wedge between focusing on you empowering yourself, maybe even looking through life or looking at life through the lens of, spilled milk. Okay? Meaning looking at what hasn't been, what wasn't. There's a saying that goes, well, we can't cry over spilled milk. Reminiscing of what coulda, woulda, shoulda. What you perceived may have even been missed opportunities. And in reality, maybe that's not what it was. Maybe that opportunity that you thought was missed just wasn't the one meant for you, or that road or that journey or that door that closed. It may not have been anything other than rejection as means of protection from the universe. Very, very interesting, very powerful, and very much connected to this first card here with stories we tell ourselves. Now let's jump into the next part of the reading here, group number 1. And the next card that I'm going to be channeling is focusing on what is the fire, the passion that is possibly being ignited or activated within you during the Aries astrological new year, which begins March 20th through April 19th. Okay? And you have here, wow, talk about fire. It says here, releasing your anger, destruction. Look at that. It's as if here, the passion or the fire that's being ignited or activated within you is that of cutting the cords, of releasing and shedding. Now, when I place this card here, this dragon is blowing or, releasing all this fire to my left-hand side. And my left-hand side is the past, the direction of the past. So symbolically here, this dragon is in a way cutting the cords of people, situations, circumstances, scripts, narrative beliefs that, like I felt at the top of the reading with this Pisces closing energy here that you're releasing, in a way, and I said this at the top of your reading, I feel like Aries is reminding you that you're the author of your destiny. That it's not the echo of what may have happened in the past or recent past that happened for you to shift or to pivot in a new direction. So this dragon here is burning the bridges, cutting the cords, letting things go, releasing and shedding. And this beautiful fire and passion that's being ignited in you is also here the releasing of the anger, the releasing of that wasn't fair, that should have happened. It's releasing yourself from those emotions or that mindset. Now, let's dive a little deeper here and see what else maybe potentially you may be igniting here. Okay, so let's start with this one over here. All right, so let's take a look at the second section here of your reading. What fire or passion is possibly being ignited or activated within you during this Aries astrological new year in 2026? So what is being activated, ignited? We have here communication. Effective communication is the bridge to understanding and connection. Wow, talk about validation, confirmation. And I feel that this connection is not only maybe the type, or I should say communication, is not only the type of communication that you have with other people, but like I said at the top of the reading that was coming through very, very strongly here with the stories we tell ourselves, is the communication that you have with yourself. Again, are you narrating your life through the lens of limitation or of empowerment? And it feels like what is being ignited here or activated within you is you making a choice to lead with empowerment, to be able to stand up for yourself, mean what you say what you mean, to communicate stronger boundaries, healthier boundaries, and even have a change on how you talk to yourself in your mind or how you think about things. It's you rewriting, and I said this at the top of the reading here for you, it's you rewriting a whole different version. You're igniting and possibly even here activating this era, this time of confidence, of courage, of speaking up, of standing firm in the things that you say, your beliefs, and how you want to perceive things in a very different way, from a lens and from the words of empowerment, the words of confidence, of optimism. Wow, very, very interesting here, group number one. Let's dig a little deeper and let's give more detail here. What else is coming through in regards to what fire or passion is possibly being ignited or activated within you, group number one, during this Aries season, beginning March 20th all the way through April 19th, Don't forget, group number 1, if these messages are resonating for you, drop a rose in the comment section. And if you'd like, let me know which group or groups you selected. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe if you have done already. And if you haven't, consider subscribing. All right, let's see what else is coming through here for you. More details. You have here the yes. Okay, because now we're looking at the yes. We looked at no here, we're going to look at the yes. What is the yes? Or what is the fire, the passion that is possibly being ignited and activated within you during Aries season? You finally looking at things from a brighter perspective. Didn't I say optimism? And look at that. It's the same color as the fire that is coming out of the dragon's mouth. The same color palette as the one here in communication. Very interesting. You have 2 people here on this card of communication. You have 2 people here as well. So this yes is saying getting satisfaction, good times, happy endings. Yeah. You ignited or being ignited or activating this part of yourself where the fire and the passion of the astrological new year that begins with Aries is that of passion, drive, motivation, being proactive, changing the way you talk to yourself, maybe even the way that you talk to others. Because you're not holding on to the anger or resentment of things that happened for you in the past or recent past. Very, very interesting here. All right, let's take a look at the last and final card here, group number 1. And I'm going to be channeling messages here focusing on what is your personal power move for the 2026 Astrological New Year that begins with Aries. Okay, and you have here the one who avenges and the one who sees. Wow. Okay, listen carefully. The one who avenges says, it says a lot there, but I want to focus on the fact that it says justice. And I feel that this energy, that personal power move, it's not that you're going to avenge anything. It's not like you're going to do anything negative or anything like that, or say anything negative about other people, because I feel that that's the reason why this dragon is here. Again, you're cutting those cords, but you are or may possibly here be embodying the power of watching how things unfold, of justice being served here, whether it's, justice served in the 3D world in some way, shape, or form, like maybe if this is something that someone or something was unfair, that divine justice takes place and shifts all the things that were not fair into this alignment where justice prevails, truth prevails, where fairness prevails. Maybe even things going in your favor. So it's the way that you allow the chips to fall where they may and observe. Okay? Not only observe, but sit with your sense of confidence, courage, optimism. We have a lion here, like Leo energy. You tapping into your confidence, your power, standing in your power, having a very clear mindset, and being able to see with your 3D eyes as well as your spiritual eyes, and allowing the chips to fall where they may, allowing things to unfold in a way that lean towards your favor. All right, let's get more here. What else is coming through here? Let's get more details. What is your personal power move for the 2026 Astrological New Year? Let's see what else is coming through here for you. Very powerful message here. It's a person who allows the divine destiny to show the way and realign the things that are meant for you. Because there's a saying that says, what is meant for you is not going to pass you by. So there's this sense of like, it's all right, I went through a lot before, right? This person's sitting here. I went through a lot before, and I'm just very much open to see, again, with the one that sees or the one who sees, open to see what will unfold. All right, let's see what else is coming through here for you. And you have nimble-backed, perception, change, flexibility. You need to have the courage. Interesting. I mentioned that at the top of the reading where I said something about rewriting a version, especially with, you know, from this first section, rewriting a version, a script or a narrative or a belief where you are courageous, optimistic, and confident. So we have the confidence here. And here you have the courage. You need to have the courage to face the darkness within you. The nimble bat says perception, change, and flexibility. And not only does it say this as the power move, but it very much connects with the releasing or the shedding of the first section of the reading here for you. All right. Very, very powerful message here. And let's go to the last and final card here of your reading. Let's dive a little deeper here. Last but not least, group number 1, I hope that you've enjoyed these messages. Feel free to give me a thumbs up, like, share, continue to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I hope that this has given you the type of clarity that you've been looking for, searching for, or open to, okay? Last but not least, let's take a look at what is your personal power move. And you have here the moon, using and listening to your intuition, letting go of the anxiety and the worries, okay? Remember that the moon card is ruled by Pisces, which is the message here of this releasing and shedding that I channeled here at the top of your reading. So this personal power move is all about you, releasing the energy of the fear, the anxiety, the limitations, letting go of the intuitive fog that sometimes could get or could create a wedge, or, as I channeled at the top of the reading, a sense of separation, drifting you away from the voice of empowerment, from the voice within you that wants you to step forward, step into your power, be courageous, be optimistic, confident, and empower yourself. Group number 1, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you soon. Hello, group number 2. Group number 2, you selected the black tourmaline. Now, if you skip the introduction, I would advise you to just go back, listen to that introduction, but I'll review here and summarize very quickly the reading that I'm going to be channeling here for you. Now, this is going to be a little bit longer than the usual because there's 3 parts of this reading that I'm going to be channeling. The first part I'm going to be channeling is what cycle is possibly ending as Pisces season is on its way, or while you are in Pisces season, or as Pisces season closes. So I'm going to be channeling those messages for you. The second part of the reading is channeling messages focusing on the fire and the passion that is possibly here being ignited or activated within you during Aries season, okay? And the last and final part of the messages here for you today is what is your personal power move for the 2026 Astrological New Year, which of course begins with Aries. That being said, we're going to jump straight into the reading. Again, these are the preliminary cards, but I will be channeling every section individually and adding more information. So this first card focuses on the first part, which is the cycle that is possibly ending during Pisces season or as Pisces season closes, okay? So group number 2, you have here shadow integration. Healing comes when you stop fighting your darkness and instead learn from it. So group number 2, I feel energetically what is possibly ending here for you, or that you're releasing or that you're shedding during the Pisces season, which by the way begins February 19th all the way through March 20th. March 20th then opens up a new chapter, and that of course is Aries. We'll talk more about that later. But I feel here this energy, this healing it's mostly about or focusing on the fact that the healing begins the moment that you either stop treating yourself, or maybe even here stop treating others as if they are the enemy, or if that something happened to you versus something happening for you. And so I feel here that this energy is about you releasing or shedding the hidden emotions or hidden trauma or hidden wounding, the suppressing or the repressing of emotions, and maybe even here the judgment that maybe the way you judge yourself harshly, maybe because you didn't have the wisdom or the experience at that moment in time. And remember, wisdom comes through the bumps in the road, the falling flat on your face. That's how we gain wisdom. It just doesn't come, from above just like that. There are times that there are things that we experience in life that allow us to open up that wisdom. The wisdom comes from the experience. And the experience sometimes, and most often, comes through the challenges, the obstacles, the blockages, the falling 9 times, but getting up on that 10th. So I feel that this energy in regards to this integration or the shadow integration is that integration is not this perfect linear type of journey. It's a journey that it's honest. It's a journey that is raw, has a lot of emotions, feelings, memories, and that the moment that you're able to sit with that or with those emotions, memories that trigger you, that trigger your emotions, that trigger your memories, that trigger fill in the blank, whatever that may be for you, that when you sit with that and you become aware of what is it that you are resisting, what is it that needs to be looked to or through the lens of honesty. When you're able to do that, to nurture that, to heal that, the healing deepens. The light that this individual here in the picture, which they can't see at this moment in time because they're looking at my left-hand side, and my left-hand side is the direction of the past. But the moment this person stops looking to my left-hand side, which is the direction of the past, and just faces forward, then they're able to see that the light becomes stronger. Stronger with understanding that shadow or those shadows. So let's dig a little deeper here, group number 2, and see what is being released here. Okay. Now, this deck has both a yes side and a no side. But for this portion of the reading, I'm going to be looking at the no side. So what is it that you may possibly end, release, shed, let go of here? What cycle is possibly ending here? Let's see. You have here, paths are closed now, locked out, do not enter. You're releasing, shedding, moving away from that emotion that I was talking about, or those memories that I was talking about that are hidden, that are suppressed, that are repressed. The difficulty here, that looking at those experiences that were challenging or have been triggering, or those things that you've been very resistant on, not wanting to do or to identify because it might, open up old wounds. You're letting go of saying, no, I'm not going to look at that. Because it's through looking at that shadow that you start understanding why it triggers you, why you've been resistant to maybe even saying to yourself, no, I can't go in that direction. That door is locked for me. I can't, I won't. And being more optimistic with, you know what? Yeah, there may be something there. Let me take a look at it. Let me take a look at it. Let me identify it, whether it's with a counselor, with a therapist, with your own self-healing, with own self-work, with taking a look at the shadows, our shadow self. We all have them. And they serve the purpose of honesty, to take a look at certain things in a more honest way. And it helps us heal even more deeply. So again, I feel here that your light becomes stronger when you understand those shadows, when you're not afraid of the shadows, when you're not saying, nope, I'm not going to look at it. Instead, say, okay, I'll take a look at it. I'll identify it. I'll understand my shadow self so that I can heal that shadow self. So very interesting here. That message very much resonating with that shadow integration. All right, group number 2, let's get even more clarity with this last card in this section number 1, and then we're going to jump to section number 2. Section number 1 here, again, what cycle is possibly ending as Pisces season begins on February 19th through March 20th. So let's see here what cycle is possibly ending. Closing up the cycle here. Yeah, downcast pride. Downcast pride. Maybe there has been a part of yourself that you haven't taken a look at, or maybe been triggered with pride or ego. Maybe these things, experiences, hidden emotions, hidden memories, suppressed or repressed, or judgment here, where you've treated yourself or maybe even treated others as enemies instead of looking at it as this challenge or obstacle may have bruised your ego, may have triggered your pride, but may be important to take a look at. Because those things, those triggers, those moments were there to teach something. To teach you to feel comfortable with looking at that shadow self, identifying that shadow self, and learning from that shadow self. This person here, they have a lot of roots, what looks like roots here, coming from like the collar down. And it brings me back to this energy of hidden, suppressed, repressed emotions, energy that has been difficult either to talk about, that old wounds run very deep. And I feel here during this cycle, this Pisces season, it's you wrapping that up. It's you finally allowing yourself to integrate with the shadow, to identify it, and to heal the residual energies. Like you see here, like there's darker here, but then this down here is so like reddish orangey. Like this part of the root is still alive, but then this part isn't, is dry. And that may be symbolic here. Things that you've chosen not to talk about. Things that you've chosen not to look at. So that's that dry area. And what I'm getting here with this color right underneath is that just because you haven't spoken about them doesn't mean you don't still feel them. And they may come across as triggers. They may surface or resurface. So very, very powerful message there with what you may be releasing and shedding here. Now we're going to jump into the second part of your reading. And that part being, what is or what fire or passion is possibly being ignited or activated within you during Aries season. And of course, Aries season begins March 20th all the way through April 19th. So let's see what's coming through for you. And you have here vision, contemplating the future. You know what's interesting is that this says contemplating the future. But when I have this card here, the dragon and the dragon rider are both looking at my left-hand side, which is the direction for me about the past. So there's this sense here of this fire or passion being ignited or activated within you, having a lot to do with the cycle that is possibly ending here during Pisces season or closing here for you. It's like it's linked. Because in order for you, and this is how it's coming across energetically, in order for you to be able to see where you're going, which would be facing here towards my right hand side, you need to understand what is it that maybe you've been running away from, hiding, suppressing, repressing, and feeling comfortable looking at the shadow as a learning tool so that you can shape or reshape or reignite. That could also be here, reignite the things that you are wanting to see during not only Aries season, which is the kick-off of the new astrological new year, but also maybe throughout the astrological new year calendar of 2026. Now we're going to jump into getting more details here, but that is very interesting. Now let's jump into more details here. Let's go, wait, hold on a second. Yeah, let's jump into more details here. Let's jump into, again, more details about what is being ignited or activated, and something just jumped out of the deck, and I just wanted to push it more towards the camera here because I don't know what this card is, but again, we're looking at more details here for you for the fire or the passion that's being ignited or activated during Aries season. And we have trust. Look at that. Trust your intuition. The universe guides you. So this vision that I was talking about at the top of the second portion of your reading, your ability to see intuitively with your intuition and maybe even physically see with your eyes on where it is that you want to move towards next, is you also trusting that you are co-creating with the universe. So this fire or passion that's being ignited or activated within you is very much intertwined with trusting the universe, trusting that the things that happened or this shadow integration, the experience here. Oh, I just realized here you're not able to see that no over here. Is part of the learning process. Trusting that even though you did not understand certain things at a certain point in time, and maybe here the way that you have felt towards people that you felt were part of what created that challenge or obstacle. Is you trusting in yourself again, trusting that there's a reason, trusting that just like a door opens for a new beginning, sometimes doors close to have you pivot in a new direction. And this pivoting in a new direction, the direction that although this card here with the vision isn't looking at yet, because it wants to wrap things up here with the past, but is very open to the energy of co-creation. Co-creating with the universe, co-creating with your higher self, co-creating with a part of yourself that although you may not have the tangible proof of something here, you do feel the spark, the fire, the passion that ignites and activates within you in wanting to take that leap forward, in taking that leap of faith, in trusting that when you are ready to, and I'm going to put it this way just so that I can explain, when you're ready to leave this behind, tie up the loose ends, and make an about face, that when you're looking here symbolically towards my right hand side, which is about the horizon and it's about the future, that you do so with a sense of trusting or allowing yourself to be led by faith than by sight. Let's see what else is coming through here for you. Now, this deck here has yes. This deck also has a yes or no side, but I'm only going to be channeling messages focusing on the yes, okay? So on the yes, what is being ignited, yes, what is potentially here being activated within you during Aries season, all right? Or starting off with the Aries kickoff. All right, so again, let's take a look at what fire or passion is possibly being ignited and activated. And what's being activated, all right, says here, reach for high goals and success is near. There you go. Opening yourself up to a new chapter, tapping into your ability to take meaningful risks, leaping forward with trust, not being afraid or hesitant about perhaps maybe the little obstacles here and there that may pop up, that your determination, your tenacity, the fire within you is about reaching the top, setting yourself up for the next milestone, the next success, the next chapter. And although at times that journey may seem a little cold, like the snow here. There's sun on this side, but the snow, that although it may feel a little bit cold, there may feel a little overwhelming because not only are they going up this mountain, but they're also going up this mountain in the cold. Okay, so the body gets more tired with that cold air. So what I'm feeling here symbolically is that this is saying that the fire and the passion that's being ignited or activated within you is one of wanting to reach the pinnacle peak of the mountain. It's like the ram for Aries, right? Symbolically, the ram, perseverance, determination. You might go up there or, move up. It might take time. It might take a lot of effort, but it's not letting you stop. That fire within you is propelling you forward because your momentum of movement and going up and climbing, even if it takes a little bit longer than what you expected. Momentum creates momentum. And what I'm also getting here is that this journey, this fire within you, even when you feel like you're doing it alone, you may have either your ethereal realm, your guardian angel, celestial beings, your ethereal, team, or your friends, family, or loved ones, or someone guiding you, helping you, supporting you along the way. And this, we could look at it from both ends. You could be the one being led, or you could be the one leading others. That being said, that's what I feel here during this channeling here for you, this part 2. So that's how this is coming across. You're going to achieve your goals here. And again, it's that burning desire of that go-getter energy. So very, very nice. All right, let's take a look at your last and final section here. And that being, what is your personal power move for the 2026 Astrological New Year? Okay, so what is your power move? And you have here the one who aches. Okay, so sadness, solitude, silence, and withdraw. I feel this has a lot to do with this. Very interesting. They're both wearing this like kind of coat thing. And the one who forgives, remorse, guilt, forgiveness. Group number 2, the one who aches, I feel has a lot to do. This power move, your personal power move, is your ability to release and to shed the part of you that was still hanging on to in some way, shape, or form, whether consciously or subconsciously here, with this first part of your reading, where it's about that shadow integration, where that healing, the moment that healing begins, is you realizing here that these moments where your shadow self appeared or got triggered through your ego, through your pride, maybe how you were treating yourself, how you maybe were treating those who may have made that struggle even more of a struggle. You letting go of that hidden sadness, or cutting the cords of this feeling of I'm alone, or I went through that alone. Very interesting here. You have another card focusing on this winter scene, which is the same as I was channeling here in regards to this winter scene. But what's interesting is that the winter scenes are very different, in that for this personal power move is you releasing yourself from the sadness, from the solitude, from the suppressing or repressing of emotions, memories, and allowing yourself to break free from that energy so that you can climb up the mountain of success. So the power move here is coming across you letting that go. And that might be letting go of the remorse, letting go of the guilt, and or forgiving yourself and or forgiving others. So that power move of forgiveness, because remember, forgiveness is not about the other person. So even chapters here where I was channeling with this shadow integration, even chapters that weren't closed properly, I feel you're gonna take it upon yourself to energetically close them properly so that you can release the sadness, the cold, the feelings connected there with this, which makes sense because very interesting, because this also looks like there's a lot of white here. White dragon, and the writer is mostly dressed in white. Now, white, I'm getting like clean slate. So there's this sense of like wiping the slate clean as you forgive yourself and or as you energetically forgive others. All right, let's go dig a little deeper here, and let's see what else is coming through here for you in regards to what is your personal power move here for the 2026 Astrological New Year. Your power move, one of which is coming across as you energetically forgiving yourself and others, you letting go of the pain, the sorrow, the sadness, the silence, understanding the shadow self, bringing light to what was dark. And that's, of course, symbolic. See, like in this one, light down here to what was dark, allowing yourself to revisit. But let's see what else is coming through. Group number 2, don't forget to drop a rose in the comment section. That lets me know that these messages resonated with you. Wow, you have reborn butterfly, renewal, transformation, adaptability, brilliant. Okay, release me from my own dark chrysalis. Didn't I just say that? Look at that. And it's a butterfly. Butterflies are symbols of new life, new beginning. So possibly here, this personal power move is you spreading your wings to the new vision, to the new goals, to the new successes. Okay? And it says here, success is near. Reach for high goals. Now, reborn butterfly says here, renewal, transformation, and adaptability. There you go. Wow. Very, very powerful and very much in alignment with what was coming through from the start of your reading. Ooh, something flipped. Okay, before I even take my hand off of here, again, this is more details focusing on your personal power move. And you have here the Emperor. What? Ruled by Aries, the Emperor. Your personal power move is that of action. It's of leadership. It's being proactive. It's knowing who you are and knowing what your shadow self is about, because now it's you allowing yourself to know yourself fully. Not just the things that you think are quote unquote perfect or should be perfect, but all of yourself, the flaws or the grows and your glows or your, positive. It's embracing all of you. And the Emperor, again, ruled by Aries, Aries here is coming through this energy of you creating also firm boundaries. The Emperor is also a ruler, and they rule with a sense of focus, with a sense of being practical, being logical, rational, having common sense. So the Emperor has earned their seat in this throne because of what the Emperor has learned. Because the Emperor knows that just like there's this powerful side within himself as a leader, there's also a side of themselves that is also important to see and to understand. And so this personal power move is coming across here with the Emperor as the person who you managing your future, managing what you want to succeed, what your goals are, what you envision, the way that you trust that things are meant for you, that what is meant for you is not going to pass you by, that this Emperor energy is organized, it's structured, he's a leader, or they're a leader. And this says here the establishment, action-oriented, being proactive, moving with a sense of passion and purpose, someone who gets things done, protective. And the protective here is about your space, your boundaries, authority, powerful, stability, leader, father, okay, or yang energy, okay, the yang energy. So you leading with a sense of power, focus, drive, motivation, and not being afraid to spread your wings into a new journey, into a new cycle, and perhaps here even into new goals. That being said, group number 2, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Hello, group number 3. Group number 3, you selected the lemon jade. Now, if you missed the introduction part of the pick a card, I would advise you to take a look at that just so that you understand a little bit more about the areas I'm going to be channeling here. Just letting you know ahead of time that these messages may be a little bit longer, but it's because I am channeling 3 specific sections here in this pick a card reading, okay? So the first area that I'm going to be channeling messages is what cycle is possibly ending as the Pisces season closes or as it unfolds, okay? As you know, Pisces season begins February 19th all the way through March 20th, okay? So that's going to be the first channeling of messages that I'm doing. The second channeling is I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on the fire or the passion that is possibly being ignited or activated within yourself during the Aries season, which kicks off March 20th all the way through April 19th. Okay, so that's the Aries season. And of course, if you missed the part 1, but I'll explain it again, Aries season is known as the Astrological New Year. Okay, that is because Aries is the one that kicks off the first zodiac sign out of the 12. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be channeling for section number 2. Section number 3 of the reading is I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on what your personal power move may be for 2026 throughout the 2026 Astrological New Year. All right, that being said, let's start with the first preliminary card. And of course, there are preliminary cards here, but I'm going to do a lot more shuffling here live so that we could get more messages here. Okay, so first up is the cycle that is possibly ending as Pisces season closes. And of course, February 19th, like I mentioned, all the way through March 20th, okay? And it says here, the illusion of control. So what are you releasing, letting go? My apologies, my puppy is drinking water behind the scenes here, so I don't know if the camera is catching that, but sorry about that. But it says the illusion of control. Surrendering is not weakness. Trying to control everything only breeds anxiety. And what I'm picking up here in regards to what you may be possibly ending, releasing, letting go here is the tight grip, the micromanaging, so to speak. Whether the macromanaging is taking a look like, oh, what I asked for is not here, or whether the micromanaging may be having an expected outcome, or wanting to make sure that every single thing that maybe you are planning, you're envisioning, like things need to go to plan or have to go to plan, that if it's not going through this seamless type of consecutive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 order, that then it's not how it should be, right? In your mind, or the way you may be perceiving it. That maybe you're perceiving things in a more linear fashion or consecutive fashion. Or saying to yourself, well, this should be in this chronological order of event. And so what this is saying here, energetically speaking, is that I'm picking up the end of, or the you releasing of, the micromanaging, the expected outcome, the tight grip that you may have or focus on, and that type of micromanaging or linear type of way of looking at things could be the very thing that is worrying you, causing you anxiety, and even heightening your sense of self-doubt. So I feel here that the cycle that is possibly ending here for you through releasing, letting go, cutting the cords, is one of you realizing that releasing, or the gentle release of something, is beneficial. That trusting that the co-creation that happens, that divine timing, is what could be an important part of your next step, of the milestone, of the learning, of the understanding. Because when you let the flow happen here, the natural flow, then you allow people to show you who they are. You allow things to align that are meant for you, because you're not forcing it, or you're not pushing it, or you're not setting a deadline for it. You're leaving space for the divine alignment, for the what's called the unexpected blessing of things. It leaves room for you to say, you know what? I don't know what may happen next, but I know that I am this, all these positive things about yourself. So whatever the future may hold, I am open for the journey. So that's what I'm picking up here with this energy. Now, let's go a little bit deeper with details, and let's see what else or what other details here are coming through in regards to the cycle that is possibly ending as the Pisces season approaches, closes the astrological calendar, okay, of 2025, right? Because as you know, Pisces is the last sign of the astrological, the zodiac signs. So although we are in a 2026 calendar year, we're not yet at that 2026 astrological new year yet, okay? Because Pisces is the last sign. So let's see what else is coming through here for you. By the way, here on this deck, I'm only taking a look at the no's, okay? Because this deck has yes or no. So you say, no, having blind spots. It says what you see isn't real. See, it's like this is saying that you're releasing or you're letting go, okay? This kind of like timeline or this sense of like what your expectations are. It's like if it doesn't go in the way that you planned it in your mind, or that you perceive that something should unfold, or how someone should act, or what they should say, or how an environment should look, or whatever. There's this like, I'm getting expectations, I'm getting micromanaging. And listen, I know I have a type A personality from time to time. Okay, I would say more times than not. But there's also this sense of, yeah, there's some things that you may be able to control, right? But then there's some things that it's impossible to control, right? And so I feel that what you're letting go here, or that you're releasing, or that you're shedding, or this cycle that's closing here for you, is you not having such a tight grip on how something should flow and grow. But by giving it a little bit of room, or allowing yourself to take a little bit of a step back. Now that doesn't mean, or it's not to say that effort isn't important. That of course is very important. Placing the effort on the things, consistency is important. But this is not talking about consistency. This is not talking about the nurturing of something. It's the expectation that whatever is being placed the effort towards, or whatever it is that you want to achieve, should be achieved or should show up at either the manner in which you have envisioned it in your mind, the manner in which you're expecting it to show up, or to flourish, or to bloom, or to expand. Those two energies are quite different from each other. So this is talking about here, group number 3, you can only see but so far. There may be blind spots in your human envisioning of how something should look and how it should unfold. The universe has a broader perspective on something, has an aerial view of something, whereas we as humans could only see but so far. And so that's why this eye is on the reverse, because on the upright it looks like this, but this is talking about on the reverse. Okay, so it's looking at this concept of micromanaging, or this concept of having an expected outcome, to look at that concept or that idea differently, and to release that energy of control. Okay, so that things can unfold naturally, so that things can grow. Let people show you who they are. Let people do what they do so that you can see what you need to see and make the decisions that you need to make, whether it's people, whether it's an environment, whether it's whatever it may be. You do your part but allow people, allow things, allow situations to unfold so that you can have a more aerial view and so that you can adjust and make decisions accordingly. Let's see what else is coming through here for you. And we have here forgetting one's self. This is the energy of someone who micromanages so much or has such a fixed vision of how something should unfold or how something should be, or in the order that something should show up, or how the final outcome should appear. They're so preoccupied about those tiny, minor details that they envision in their mind of the expectation of something, that they forget the process of enjoying the journey, of going with the flow. This is the type of energy that stresses out, that has anxiety, that begins to doubt themselves, their intuition. And so I feel that this is the reason here, group number 3, that perhaps you intuitively selected this reading, but also here could be this ending or this releasing that needs to be, in a way, brought up or revealed here for you so that you can allow yourself to vibe in a whole different energy during this astrological new year of 2026. So now we're going to jump into that part of the reading, actually, but very, very telling here so far on this energy. Now, the second part of this reading is, and again, I have the preliminary card here, but I'm going to do more shuffling. And so the second part of the reading is what fire or passion is possibly here beginning to ignite or activate within you during that Aries season, which begins March 20th all the way through April 19th. So let's see the preliminary card here for you. And this says tranquility, harmonious in action. Look at that. It's basically what I was channeling earlier. It's the divine flow. It's this person. Take a look at the symbolic thing here. I'm going to look at it from this end, and then of course I'm going to reverse it for you, but I need to channel the messages here because I'm feeling here this connection with this dragon. So the dragon is in what seems to be in the same energy, but also position of like meditation, or a person who's allowing themselves to connect. And I feel that the dragon is maybe symbolically your soul or your inner fire, your energy within, that fire that's igniting, that's activating during Aries season. And what's interesting is that there's this kind of like duality here, right? Because when we think about Aries season, we think fire, we think movement, we think getting things done, go-getter energy, go, go, go. It's the opposite energy of what I'm picking up in this card. Because Aries is fire. Fire is momentum, fire is energy, fire is drive, fire is movement, is quick pace. But it could also breed the energy of impatience, being temperamental, too much fire, if it's not controlled, can lead into something, symbolically speaking here, like wildfire, right? Something getting out of hand. And so this card is the complete opposite of that energy. It's more about the tranquility, the calmness, the gentleness. It's embodying that fire energy in a very different way. It's more controlled, not controlling, but it's more controlled. It's more centered. And what I am seeing here clairvoyantly is like a laser, right? A laser has that fine tuning, right? So if I want the laser to hit this really teeny tiny dot right here, I need to make sure that all that energy, all that light is concentrated specifically on this target. So it's making sure that that energy, it's not all over the place, because then it's, it's not going to go exactly where I need it to go. So that laser, it's that laser focus, but in a more gentle approach, in an approach where it's more of trusting what unfolds. It's going with the natural flow of the passion that you feel, going through the natural flow of the momentum of the energy. So it's not controlling something, but letting it flow in the precise way so that it could be beneficial for you. So instead of causing anxiety, worry, stress, and self-doubt, it becomes this fertile ground for you to be more harmonious with yourself, more in tune with yourself, more present, more grounded, but still very much connected to your passion, to your drive, to what motivates you, to whatever it is that you want to move towards or open a chapter towards. It's a different type of connecting with your power. It's one that is more leaving space for that alignment. Now, let's jump straight into the rest of this reading here for you, and let's get more clarity here. Okay? Now, this deck that I have here also has a yes or no on both ends, but this time around, this deck, I'm only going to take a look at the yes part, okay? So I'm going to take a look at the part that is being ignited or activated within you, okay? During this Aries season, kicking off March 20th all the way through April 19th. So let's see the yeses here. What's opening up here for you? And you have here, yes, you're on the right time. Do it now, seize the day. You see what I'm saying? As you allow yourself, you see micromanaging, you're letting it go. As you release that micromanaging energy, or this energy of how things should look, should be, how they should unfold, that kind of like expected outcome, the moment that you're able to release that constraint, that energy, that focus, what ignites here within you is your ability to feel the natural course of time, to feel more at peace, more in your power, more centered, more harmonious. You're able to move, yes, towards that passion, towards that excitement, towards what motivates you, but in a way that you're letting things unfold for you. You're letting the chips fall where they may at their own right time. Not when you want it to, not when you expect it, but when it's the best time for you to connect with that person, that information, that door opening, that prosperity, that abundance, that new chapter, that new cycle. And you, because you're centered, more grounded, more focused, then you're able to see very clearly when the right time unfolds or when it's the right time to grab that opportunity, rather than being stressed and having emotions all over the place, or worrying, or having anxiety, or self-doubting your own intuition. Because as you center yourself here, there's more of this grounding and you being present and you being more open to listening to your yin energy and being able to, like it says here, seize the day. You are right on time. So you being at the right place at the right time for the right opportunity, as it unfolds in a natural place, and trusting that your alignment, that your connection with the universe and with the divine, that what's meant for you is not going to pass you by. Let's get deeper here into this reading and let's see what else is coming through here for you. Let's see what fire or passion is possibly being ignited or activated within you. Group number 3. During this Aries season here. Okay, let's take a look. What is igniting? And you have freedom. Freedom comes from inner liberation. There you go. You're no longer meeting this unrealistic timeline or unrealistic expectation, or placing yourself in a space where you may be disappointed because it didn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. So this freedom here is saying you're igniting and activating your ability to release yourself from the constraint of certain expectations, of the micromanaging, releasing yourself from the worries, the anxiety, the self-doubt. It's the gentle release. And that gentle release giving you, or liberating you, giving yourself the freedom, the release, the shedding of this energy that I channeled at the top of the reading here for you, where it says the illusion of control. So you see, I'm doing the, shuffling here, but it's coming very in alignment to the preliminary cards that were already here at the start of your reading. So very interesting how all of that is flowing in alignment, right? So that freedom is about liberation. It's about the letting go. All right. Now, group number 3, let's jump to the last and final section here of your reading. And don't forget to drop a rose in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if these messages resonated for you. This last section here of your reading is focusing on what is your possible personal power move for the 2026 Astrological New Year. okay, which again kicks off during Aries season. And you have here the one who changes. Interesting. Transformation, change, and enchantment. Look at that. And by the way, you have a snake there. So for some of you, you might connect with the snake as a spirit animal. For others of you, the snake is the shedding of the old in order for you to transform and feel more comfortable in your new skin during this unfolding here throughout the 2026 Astrological New Year that begins with Aries. So very interesting. I'm getting more here, but let me see what the next one is. It says, the one who nurtures, empathy, gentleness, insight. Insight. By the way, that's the amethyst crystal. For some of you, there may be some type of, sorry, the light here is acting up now. There's this, I'm sorry, hopefully, there we go. The amethyst crystal is right there. Okay, I'm not going to do that because it changes the focus here on the camera. But it's on the third eye chakra. So I feel for you here. I feel that for you in this part of the reading, when we're talking about your personal power move, is your ability to voice, to be heard, to say, to open your throat chakra. And the throat chakra is about the speaking, but it's also about the listening. So you being able to say what you need to say, but also feel confident in trusting your intuition with whatever you may be picking up intuitively here, especially with the fact that you have tranquility here, harmonious in action. So there's something about the moment that you meditate or ground your energy, or the moment that you cultivate or create the discipline or continue with the routine of centering your energy, being more present. It's as if that allows you to lean more into your yin energy, and you're able to feel more inner peace, feel more comfortable with the flow of things, even though you may have felt like micromanaging, or that things happening or blossoming or unfolding in the way that you expected. In a way, in your mind, at times you thought it was like easier for you to kind of, like, you may have felt comfortable with that, but that may have created here this type of anxiety. Because if you worry about what happens in the past or recent past, and you're anxious about what may be coming up, those two energies never allow you to feel present, at peace, and grounded to the moment. So it's as if you miss those important opportunities, or you miss that time that you can't get back, because you're not in the present. Thinking too much about the past, worrying too much about the future, leaves you not in the present. And so I feel here that your personal power move for the 2026 Astrological New Year is the one who allows themselves to change an old pattern, to change a routine, to change something that has been difficult, so that you can shift that energy and take care of yourself more. Okay? The one who nurtures, that you're able to nurture yourself by reducing the stress, reducing the anxiety, reducing the worry. You may even be the type of person who you feel a lot of like worry in your stomach. Like you get the nervous stomach. It doesn't only have to be in the stomach, but I'm getting like nervous stomach, or sometimes you get a headache, like a tension headache. But it's the symptoms that you feel because of that, or potentially here, you know, the anxiety, the worry, the stress. So let's take a look here, group number 3, and let's see what other details are coming through in regards to what your personal power move may be here for the 2026. So I'm getting the power move of allowing yourself to change, do things differently, okay? Trust in the messages that you get intuitively. Allow yourself to not worry too much about the past or not be anxious about the future, to provide the self-care and the nurture that you need for yourself in order to be in a more harmonious state and one that is in alignment. Let's see what else is coming through. More details. And we have here cute penguin, whimsy, community, loyalty. Pay attention to the people around you and discover the advantages of family and friends. Okay? Being out there, connecting more with other people, with your friends, with your loved ones. Remember that I channeled at the top of the reading or mid-reading where I said, trust that people are going to show you who they are. Let people show you who they are. Let situations, environments show you what they're about. Because once you see what someone or something is about, you have a better chance at observing, okay, pivoting the direction of what you thought about that person, people, environment. You can course correct. You can change how you're going to move in certain situations. Instead of being that go, 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 go energy, by you pulling back, not only are you nurturing yourself, but you're also getting the insight that you need, the knowledge, the observation. You're assessing things. You're also liberating yourself from people, from things, from environments that were causing maybe anxiety, stress, worry, and self-doubt, and allowing yourself to pivot into a community or a support system that is more supportive. Whimsy, I said whimsical, but having more fun in life. Seeing the people, the support system, and the individuals in your life who are loyal, who are kind, who really want to help and support you. So that's what I'm getting here with Penguin. It says pay attention to the people around you and discover the advantages of family and friends. Like it's like you getting to know who people are, who they really are, and that your personal power move is your ability to connect, not in just what you see with your eyes, but what you're seeing intuitively, energetically speaking. Because you being centered allows you to connect more with your intuition. So you're going to see not only people or a person or an environment for who they are and what they are, but also hear things in general, objectively here also I'm getting. So this is a very valuable skill that I feel here that you're going to focus on, develop, strengthen with nurture. And let's get the last card here for you for this lesson. Ooh, wow. Did you see that? Two things popped out of the deck for you. So I will, wow. Okay, you have the 9 of Coins or the 9 of Pentacles. What is your personal power move for 2026? Feeling very comfortable in your own skin. 9 of Pentacles. Feeling a sense of satisfaction, feeling a sense of, you know what, I've worked hard for the things that I've done, or I've put a lot of effort and focus. I am nurturing myself. Therefore, I'm able to feel a sense of stability. I feel more rooted. I feel more grounded. Here with the 9 of Pentacles, it says status, abundance. You feeling like you could do things on your own, that you are seeing or reaping the rewards of those things that, again, by not micromanaging, by not holding something tightly, you're allowing yourself to feel the freedom, the liberation that the 9 of Pentacles has here. This says here sophistication on your own. This could also be on your own terms. Also, okay, it says taking it easy, maturity, fulfillment, freedom. You have freedom twice. I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you also the card behind. What? King of Swords. There you go. I'll talk about that in a minute, but take a look at this. You have 2 cards that are talking about freedom. Okay? So again, liberating yourself from the constraints. It says freedom here, and it says freedom here. That liberation. Well, you're also here potentially or possibly, your personal power move is you allowing yourself to think about things in an intelligent way. Not saying that you didn't before. That's not what it's saying. Okay? But this is talking about you intelligently saying to yourself or allowing yourself to connect, to detach from your emotions, the anxiety, the worry, the self-doubt, and allow yourself to logically and intelligently make decisions that are clear, that come from the clarity of your mind. Again, because you're centering yourself. There's a sense of ease, of flow. The King of Swords has the mastery over their thoughts. They don't allow themselves to get into burning themselves out mentally. Not being overly critical. The King of Swords energy is a person who's able to directly say what they're going to say in a powerful but nurturing way. Maybe before you were able to do that, but you did it more in a kind of so direct that it may have ruffled some feathers. But I feel here with the King of Swords and the fact that you have transformation and change, and this person is touching their throat chakra, is a person who's able to express things clearly, bluntly, but in a intelligent, nurturing way. What I'm also getting here with this King of Swords energy is a person who is an independent thinker and is not afraid to stand tall and stand behind whatever they are feeling, even though it's swords, whatever they're thinking, whatever needs to be said, but done or said in a gentler way, done or said in a way that we're not trying to control people or control situations. That you let people show you who they are, or situations to show you who they are. Very, very interesting reading. Very beautiful reading as well here, group number 3. Don't forget to drop a rose in the comment section. Let me know if these messages resonated for you. That being said, Give me a thumbs up if you can, and I'll see you soon. Take care.